Hello, good evening, everyone. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Right, okay. We can start our presentations. Who is going first today? Who is going first today? Yes, please. You can.
Sure.
Right. You can share your PowerPoint and then have your camera on. The next person who wants to actually present, please make sure that you set fix your devices and be ready. Yeah. Right. Okay. JMADH Dhananjana. No?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Can you have your camera actually, the camera on? All right. I can see you.
Is it audible, ma'am?
Yeah, yeah. You're all good to start.
Good evening, all of you. Today I am going to present about Lawrence Kohlberg's theory of moral development. So, Kohlberg was born on 25th of October 1927, and he was an American psychologist best known for his theory, stages of moral development. First of all, we'll look at what is meant by moral development. Actually, moral development is what each person goes through as they get older, grow and develop. Actually, moral development is what each person goes through as they grow and develop. The definition refers to the ways people choose between right and wrong as they mature. So, moral development can be defined as thought and behaviors and feelings regarding standards of right and wrong. Let's look at Kohlberg's theory of moral development. Kohlberg's theory of moral development consists of 3 levels and 6 stages. In this triangle, inside the triangle, I mentioned the stages, and out of the triangle, I just mentioned the levels. So, Kohlberg's theory of moral development consists of 3 levels and 6 stages. Each level of moral development consists of 2 stages that describe the reasoning for a person's decision. Now look at them one by one. Level 1, pre-conventional moral development. This is the first level of this theory. So during this stage, child is not aware of what is considered right or wrong by society. The child makes moral decisions based on the rewards and punishment. Punishment associated with their action. As I told you earlier, pre-conventional moral development divided into 2 stages. Stage 1, obedience and punishment. During this stage, person may follow the rules to avoid being punished. For example, child may obey their parents and clean the room to avoid being grounded. In stage number 2, in this stage, person makes moral decisions based by receiving a reward. For example, child may eat all the food without arguing to receive the dessert. Then we will move to level number 2, conventional moral development. This is the second stage of moral development. In this stage, focus on parental rules and social laws. Stage number 3 is about conformity, and for example, students who cheat on test are bad. So the student will not cheat again. Stage 4 is about law and order for all. For example, student may think if they steal, they will break the law, and breaking the law is wrong. We'll move to next stage. Post-conventional moral development. This is the third level of the law, and this is the highest one thing in the moral development. And this focuses on expectations of their culture or society. They recognize the importance of individual rights and social contact and ethical principles in decision making. Stage number 5 is about social contract orientation. For example, I will not read others' diary because of our family values privacy. Stage number 6 is about universal ethics and principle orientation. It is based on abstract reasoning and the ability to put oneself in other people's shoe. For example, I will not steal because it would be just to take something that doesn't belong to me. So let's talk about the impacts of Colebrook's moral development theory. With the help of Colebrook's moral development theory, teachers identify and predict the morality of the children. And also teachers can apply different teaching and learning methods according to the morality of the children. So now I'm going to make a summary what I discussed so far. So the Colebrook focuses on morality development in children. He divided his theory into 6 stages. First one implies that children follow elders' thoughts and perceptions about morality, and developing their own thinking skills and reach to the third stage, good boy and good girl orientation. In fourth stage, more about following the conduct of the society, and in fifth stage demands them to protect their own pride, and at last prepare themselves to accept others' idea of morality and guard their own sense of morality at the same time. So Lawrence Kohlberg tried to structure his theory in a way where children gradually develop is recorded. So I'm going to wind up my session. Thank you for your pleasant listening.
Yes, Dhananjana, it's good. I have given you marks. Okay, right.
Thank you.
To save time, I'm going to thank you for coming. So I'm going to the next person. And now in the chat box, I have seen that you have actually put your names. Please follow that order. Then there will not be a mess. Okay, you all can see the chat. So let's see who is going next. According to the chat box, it's Lalitya. Hello. Lalitya, are you there? Lalitya? Then Risna?
Yes, madam, I am ready.
Then you'd go ahead.
Okay. Madam, I can't share the screen and the presentation.
You're trying to share that screen. Then
Yes,
you can come next after fixing it. Because
Okay.
if you can't, you have to actually give it the chance to the next person, because we can't actually waste time in between. So you actually fix it and come back, Puta. Okay.
Okay.
You can actually tell me that you are the second person, but you couldn't do Kela, then I will give a chance. Then
Okay.
Rishna, please come. Okay. Krishna,
Yes, madam. I still can't share the another
Laditya,
person.
stop sharing.
Yes, why?
Laditya, stop sharing.
Okay. Uh, Again, they are showing the another person is sharing, madam. Like I can't.
You all stop sharing and give Rishna the chance to share. Please, actually don't make it a mess.
Again and again, same. I can't share. Okay, madam. Is it? Can you see, madam?
Yeah, your video camera. All right, it's okay now. You can start.
Okay. Good evening, madam and my dear friends. I just want to take 10 minutes here today to explain you about Bronfenbrenner's ecological system theory. Bronfenbrenner's ecological system theory, mentioned by he was a Russian-born American development psychologist who is most known for his ecological system theory of child development. The ecological system theory describes a scientific approach to studying lifespan development that emphasizes the interrelationship of different development processes. That means cognitive, social, biological, like that. The theory helps us to think about different types of influences in human behavior. We start the position in the middle, and then from there we go to the next. So in the middle we have the individual. There we can find the age, sex, they have special need, anything like that. The five systems are the microsystem, mesosystem, exosystem, macrosystem, and the chronosystem. Let's move to the first level of this theory, which is microsystem. And these are your immediate environment. So for the child, that could be the family, school, or their peers, you can say. And the structure the child directly interact with that. We can say here this is bidirectional influence. The child is affected by the behavior and beliefs of the parents. However, the child also affect the behavior and beliefs of the parents here. That means we can say that they have supported teachers like that. And when we move to the mesosystem, which is the relationship between your microsystem, there can be interaction between the parents and teachers, parents and health services, parents and community, parents and church, like that. Here parents can visit the teacher and talk about the problem, and teacher can ask that the child, if the child, so there the child mode can affect. If the parents live in unsafe area, that also can affect the child mood. Here that is the mesosystem. When we move to the exosystem, that gets little more complicated. This is what describe the biggest social system which does not function directly. That means city government, workplace, mass media, schedule, location. like that. Here, so the parents maybe have the relationship with the parent staff and the kids' school. If the parents are busy with the workload or they have to work long hours, the child is not directly involved in parents' workplace. But there is affect things like whether the parents are won't hear them. They may have no time to hear them. They may affect if their parents have the problems at the workplace. Their behavior may can affect the child. Though the child is not directly involved in their parent workplace, that parents' behavior can change by the struggle in that area. That is the exosystem. And when we move to the macrosystem, this is the culture of relation group. Here we can say the larger cultural and social context like culture, society, economic pattern, laws, nationality, political system like that. Let me military culture with the culture of urban or rural areas can say the example for this system. And finally, just to make more complicated, we have the chrono system. It has to do with the role of time. Let me part of these beliefs events occur in parents' life. We can say that the timing of siblings coming and the timing of parents' separation. There we can say the changes in child's development. We can say uh, someone can become a parent for the first time at the age of 60, and some other one can be a 26 or someone in 36. They cover the elements of time. These five systems are telling about the development of a child by the ecological system of Fury, Bronfman, Brenner. And we take the basic assumption, any child in this world gets enmeshed with the framework called the ecosystem that start from the less complex, most intimate home environment, that is home environment, to the complex. We need think about complex, that is the society. Where that is the part of this basic assumption. And we take the education implication, it includes the social and political policies and practices affecting children, families, and caregiving. Though the home is primarily place for providing this type of support, the school environment should also try to support every single child through the following ways. There we can say the support of teachers. Teachers can support them in every way. They also can create an encouragement. They can foster positive and social attitudes. They also can boost a child's self-confidence. This is the ecological system theory. Finally, we can say ecological system theory of child development therefore describe a framework about how the development of a child is affected by the social relationship and the environment around him or her. I think you can get an idea about Bronfman-Brenner's ecological system theory. Thank you.
Risna, your presentation is really good actually.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah, it is good presentation. Very well organized and nicely presented. Okay,
Thank you, madam.
right. Right. And who is going next? Lalitya, are you ready now? Lalitya, can you talk? Are you ready? Then Rishda.
Rashida. Yes, madam.
Rashida. Yes, Rashida. And Risna, stop sharing. Risna, please stop sharing.
Okay, madam. Yeah.
Why can't you stop sharing?
Okay, madam, I leave and join again.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I can see your desktop screen as well. Try to fix it.
No.
Uh, I think you're in a problem, Kiela.
No?
You have to open the PowerPoint and then share.
Okay,
You are sharing your screen. Open the PowerPoint and then share. Now you stop sharing and then you open your PowerPoint presentation and then share.
Okay, madam.
Yeah.
Now, is this visible, madam?
Yeah, it's visible. What is your registration number, Ashida?
Wait, madam.
I wanted you to have it on your first slide.
It's there.
Hmm. Can you read it out to me?
FNR 7.
Hmm? FNR F,
FNR 210750.
FNR, can you repeat?
FNR 210750.
Right. Your PowerPoint is not shared, your video is not on. I don't know, something may that's gone wrong. Hmm. Okay. Right, start.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Today, we embark on a fascinating exploration of human development through the lens of Erik Erikson's psychosocial theory. Erik Erikson, a German psychologist, and his theory demonstrate 8 stages of psychosocial development. Each stage has connection and they overlap with each other. In this slide, I have illustrated 8 stages of psychosocial with their ages and key focuses. First, the stage 1. The early stage lay groundwork for emotional and social development. If infants who experiences consistent care develop a sense of trust, while those facing neglect or abuse may struggle with mistrust. Next, the toddlerhood, striking balance between independence and setting boundaries help children develop feeling of autonomy, and restrictive environment breed shame and self-doubt. Stage 3, preschoolers embark on a journey of exploration and initiative. If met with excessive criticism or punishment, they may develop guilt and hesitation. The stage 4, it's about school ages. In this stage, individuals' need is praise and support from caregivers, peers, and teachers. If they get the praise and support, they develop competence and sense of self-worth. The negative experience can lead feeling of inferiority. Next, the adolescence. The adolescence is a pivotal search for exploring various identities and roles, striving to answer the question, who am I? This exploration can lead a strong sense of self-identity. The negative feedback lead uncertainty and confusion. The stage 6, young adulthood. Individual is meant to develop successful relationship between friends, family, and romantic partners. If he is successful, he will have strong relationship. The why, the fear of intimacy can lead to isolation. Next, the stage 7, it is about here, mentoring play the main role. Parenting is the main event. If the mentoring role is carried out successful, the positive impact is usefulness, while the negative impact is meaninglessness. Last stage is, it is the later adulthood. It is from the age of 65 to rest of life. Main conflict between integrity was despair. What has achieved is the main objective in this stage. Positive feedback leads to sense of integrity and acceptance of life journey. Negative feedback, fear of death and despair. Next, we look at significance of Erik Erikson's theory. Understanding developmental stages, importance of social relationships, improve coping skills and deal challenges, personality development. Understanding Erik Erikson's theory provides valuable insight into personal development and relationship. I hope this provides concise and informative overview of Erik Erikson's theory. Thank you. Good evening.
Right. This is Rashida.
Yes.
Your presentation is good. But yeah, I have given you marks, Rashida, okay, accordingly. Thank you very much, okay, for your presentation. And then we have Lalitya. Are you ready? When you're ready, please let me know.
Yeah,
And then, yeah.
I'm ready, ma'am.
All right, then you can actually do your presentation, Lalitya, now.
Yeah, ma'am. Right.
Huh?
Ma'am, can you see the screen right now?
Yes, yeah, you can start now. Yes, it's all good. Let me take down your name and registration number, SP Devindi Lalitya. And your registration number is BED EM 2417171 Okay, right. You can start now.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to discuss about Freud's theory of sexual development, and I'll give a brief clarification about this instead of repeating the slides. So, first of all, I'm going to discuss about the introduction, understanding human behavior. So, I'd like to start with the question. Guys, could you please help me? Have you ever wondered why people behave the way they do? Do you have an answer? The question is, have you ever right? So time flies. I'll go ahead. It's a question that has fascinated psychologists for years. Understanding human behavior is so complex, but there are theories that offer insights into our actions and motivations. One such theory is Freud's psychosexual development theory, which suggests that our early experiences shape our personalities and influence how we behave throughout our lives. So while it's a question with many possible answers, Exploring theories like fruits can help us gain a deeper understanding of human behavior. So let's break down the components of personality according to fruit. So first we have, as you can see here, first we have the ID, which operates unconsciously driving our most primal instincts. And next we have the ego, our conscious controller tasked with balancing our desires with reality. Lastly, there is the superego, our moral compass constantly striving for perfection. And my next topic is journey through psychosexual stages. Now let's embark on a journey through Freud's 5 psychosexual stages. I think you can see the screen right now. So there are 5 stages. In the oral stage, from birth to 1 year old, right? Pleasure revolves around the mouth. If I make it relatable, think of babies exploring the world through sucking, biting, and tasting. Next comes another stage from ages 1 to 3, where pleasure shift to bowels movements. This stage is crucial for learning self-control and autonomy through toilet training. As children enter the phallic stage, ages 3 to 6, their attention turns to their genitals. Here, Freud introduced the concept of Oedipus and Electra complexes shaping gender identity and moral principles. So let's reinforce the importance. Actually, understanding these early experiences can provide profound insights into personality development and the psychological functioning throughout life. So it's time to pass the torch for my next colleague by ending with a thought. Freud's theory reminds us the intricacies of human development and the enduring impact of our earliest experiences. And I have an encouraged reflection for you with my topic. Actually, next time you encounter someone's behavior, consider the journey they have taken through Freud's stages of psychosexual development. So thank you very much.
For you, this is Devindi. Your presentation is really good and it's very naturally presented. I actually appreciate it, Devindi. It's a very natural way of presenting. That is what you should do in a presentation, right? Not reading from slides. She had actually the tone of voice, non-verbal communication strategies used. That is also one important component. I send you the marking criteria, right? Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, then after Devindi, I think we got Rashida to present. Now there's one Jasmine in
Yes,
the
ma'am.
list. Yeah, yes, Jasmine, you can go ahead. And after Jasmine, according to the chat box list, is Rusla Rumia. Right. Have your video on. I can't read your registration number. Can you read it?
FNR 210748.
FNR 210
748.
748. Okay. You're Fatima Ruzlana.
Fatima
Okay. Yeah. Fatima
Jasmine.
Rusla කැලක් නැද්ද?
I am 6
All right.
member, madam.
Sorry?
Is
I am 6.
Yeah, who is presenting now?
Test me.
So I can see Fatima Rusla on my camera. Please leave.
No, no. No, ma'am.
So it says Fatima Rusla. That is what I see.
No, I have off the video.
But I see your name, still see your name. Though the video off, you have not actually left it.
No,
So maybe
Jasmine had on the video, madam. I
you
haven't.
what you are telling, then it shows me Fatima Rusla කියලා.
no Fatima Jasmine.
Fatima
Now
Jasmine.
now it is Fatima Jasmine. Earlier it's Fatima Ruzla. Okay. Can you repeat your number, Fatima Jasmine?
FNR
Uh,
210
748.
Yes.
Okay. Can you start, please?
Okay. Good evening,
Okay.
everyone. Today I am going to discuss about a famous theory of Kohlberg's moral development. First of all, let's give an attention to what's moral development.
Mm.
Moral development is changes in thoughts, feelings, and behavior regarding standards of right and wrong. Simply, we can say that it refers to the ways of people choose between right and wrong as they mature, and it's what each person goes through as they grow and development. For example, moral reasoning changes from late childhood to adolescence, becoming less focused on self and more focused on the opinion of others. And also, moral development is the process by which people develop the distinctions between right and wrong and engaged in reasoning between the two moral reason. Next, let's move to the Kohlberg's theory. He also known as the father of moral development, and his theory is theory of child moral development was proposed by Lawrence Kohlberg. Kohlberg's theory of moral development is a theory that focused on how children develop morality and moral reasoning. Next, we'll move to the stages of Kohlberg's moral development. Kohlberg's theory is broken down into 3 primary levels, and at each level of moral development, there are 2 stages. First level is pre-conventional morality. Pre-conventional morality is the earliest period of moral development. It lasts until around the age of 0 to 9. At this stage, children's decisions are primarily shaped by the expectations of adults and the consequence of breaking the rules. There are 2 stages in this level. First stage is obedience and punishment. Obedience and punishment are especially common in young children, but adults are also capable of expressing this type of reasoning. According to Kohlberg, people at this stage see rules as fixed and absolute. And second stage is individualism and exchange. At the individualism exchange stage of moral development, children account for individual points of view and judge actions based on how they serve individual needs. And second level is conventional morality. This moral development is marked by the acceptance of social rules regarding what is good and moral. During this time, adolescents and adults internalize the moral standards they have learned from their role models and from society. This period also focused on the acceptance of authority and conforming to the norms of the group. There are 2 stages at this level of morality. Stage 3, developing good interpersonal relationship. This stage of the interpersonal relationship of moral development is focused on living up to social expectations and roles. There is an emphasis on conformity, being nice, and consideration of how choices influences relationships. Stage 4 is maintaining social order. This stage is focused on ensuring that social order is maintained. At the stage of moral development, people begin to consider society as a whole when making judgments. The focus is on maintaining law and order by following the rules, doing one's duty, and respecting authority. And last level is post-conventional morality. At this level of moral development, people develop an understanding of abstract principles of morality. there are two stages. Stage 5, social contract and individual rights. The ideas of social contract and individual rights cause people in the next stage to begin to account for the differing values, opinions, and beliefs of other people. Rules of law are important for maintaining a society, but members of the society should agree upon these standards. Last stage is universal principles. Kolbeck's final level of moral reasoning is based on universal ethical principles and abstract reasoning. At this stage, people follow these internalized principles of justice, even if they conflict with laws and rules. Kolbeck believed that only a relatively small percentage of people ever reach the post-conventional stage. Finally, let's focus on the implementation of the above theory. It can help parents to guide their children as they develop their moral character. Parents with younger children might work on rule obedience, for instance, whereas they might teach older children about social expectations. Teachers and other educators can also apply Kolbeck's theory in the classroom. It's providing additional moral guidance to students, and also teachers can analyze their students' behavior. A kindergarten teacher could help enhance moral development by setting clear rules for the classroom and the consequences for violating them. This helps kids at stage 1 of moral development, obedience and punishment. A teacher in high school might focus more on the development that occurs in stage 3, developing good interpersonal relationships, and stage 4, maintaining social order. This could be accomplished by having the students take part in setting the rules to be followed in the classroom, giving them a better idea of reasoning behind these rules. And finally, we as a teachers can understand these students, but as the theory has contributed to every stages of growth of a child, teacher can analyze their students' behavior, and also it will help them change their teaching methodology with the children's growing age through the Kolbeck theory of moral development. Thank you.
Okay, Jasmine. It's good. Thank you very much for your presentation. Then we have Fatima Ruzla. Okay, Fatima.
Okay,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yes.
Wait.
Fatima Ruzla, right? What's your
Yes.
number, Puta?
FNR 211-228. Can you see me, ma'am?
Your video camera is not on. Earlier I saw you. Now it is actually. All right. Now, yes.
Now, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening, dear madam and my dear colleagues. Today I am here to present about Bronfenbrenner's ecological system theory. First, let's see about scientist Bronfenbrenner. Yuri Bronfenbrenner was a Russian-born American psychologist best known for using a contextual framework to better understand a child development. His ecological system theory is a scientific approach to studying lifespan development that emphasizes the interrelationship of different development processes. This system theory describes a children's development as occurring within series of linking systems. He introduces 5 systems around children and young people's lives, which all influences each other in complex way. Those systems are microsystem, mesosystem, exosystem, macrosystem, and chronosystem. Let's see one by one. First one is microsystem. This system is the one that is closest to the child's everyday life. It refers to the institutions group that most immediately and directly impact the child's development. Example, family, school, peers, and neighbors. Next one is mesosystem. Mesosystem is it is consist of interconnection between two microsystems. That means it directly influences the child learning and well-being. When we see example, family and teacher, that means when we consider in a school, a child parents visiting to a school parents meeting. So in school, a child parent can interact with those teachers and can understand about their children. So this one also interaction, this one also affect the child's development. Next example is child's peers and family. That means arranging a get together and family and friendship trip with family members. Those also interact a child's development. Next one is exosystem. Exosystem is it involves links between social settings that do not involve the child and includes the broader community the child lives in. Here, child has no direct contact with the system. First, we saw that microsystem and mesosystem has direct contact with child, but here, child has no direct contact. Example, we see a child's experience at home may be influenced by their parents' experiences at work. Next one is macrosystem. Macrosystem is it encompasses the broader cultural, societal, ideological forces that shape an individual's development. That means it's the impact of cultural beliefs, values, customs, and social norms on human development. Examples are laws in society, taboos, legal system. I have jotted an example here. In Germany, children can drink in a bar when with their parents from the age of 40. Here, in that country, this cultural these customs in fact affect the child's development. Next one is the last one, chronosystem. Chronosystem in sense environmental changes that occur over the lifetime. Examples are lifetime events, that means marriage and divorce. Other one is being displaced from one place to another. That means when working parents get transfer. For example, if a child is studying in a school, means for example 2 years. For 2 years, he may study in one school and he or she may have a lot of friends. He or she may have best friends. He is very suited to that environment. When parents shift to another place, child will be affected because no familiar friends, no familiar environment. So this also affects child's development. Finally, to conclude this, the implication of Bronfenbrenner's theory towards child development in early years gained significance in the belief that a child's immediate environment and the interaction within it and among the larger environment influences a child's overall development. That means, if we say in one word, all these 5 systems, Bronfenbrenner's ecological system theory that we discuss about all 5 systems, mainly influences a child's overall development. That's all, ma'am. Thank you.
Good presentation, Rusla. Keep it up. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Right. Then we have, this is Rusla. Then after Rusla, who is in the list? Shakila. Shakila, I see your name after Uzla. Can you talk, Shakila?
Madam, can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. Yes. You can start, Shakila, because the PowerPoint is shared. Your WMSI
Varnasurya.
Varnasurya. What is your number?
FNR
FNR
210.
210720. Can you start, Puta?
Okay, madam. Good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to present about psychosexual development of segment fruit. What is psychosexual development? Let's see. Fruit believe that adult personality problems were the result of early experience in life. He believed that we go through 5 stages of psychosexual development and that at each stage of development we experience pleasure in one part of the body than in other. Freud thought that our adult personality is determined by the way we resolve the mouth, the anus, and the genital and the demands of reality. There are 5 stages in psychosexual theory of development. First one is oral stage. Second one, anal stage. Third one, phallic stage. Fourth one, latency period. And fifth one is the genital period. Let's move on to the next slide. Our first stage is oral stage. It occurs during the first 18 months of life, when the infant pleasure centers on the mouth. Chewing, sucking, and biting are chief sources of pleasure, and these actions reduce the tension in infant. Related to later mistrust and rejections issues, satisfy drive of hunger and thirsty by breast or bottle. If fixated after wean, over dependency, over attachment, intake of interesting substances or ideas. Next one is the anal stage. It is the second stage of oral development that occurs between 1.5 until 3 years of age, in which the child's greatest pleasure involves the anus or the eliminative functions associated with it. In Freud's view, the exercise of anal muscles reduces tension. It was pleasure of reducing tension by defecating and urinating. Toilet training get superego to impose societal norms. Self-controlling, holding back, freedom of actions on control, fixation at the anal stage are enjoy bathroom, making messes, even of the other people's life. Neatness, order and organization and obstinacy and stinginess and pretentive passive aggressive. Our next stage is phallic stage. It occurs between the age of 3 and 6. The word phallic comes the Latin word phallus, which means penis. Sexual energy focused on genital masturbation. There are differences between boys and girls, imaging sexual gender, identity, personality fixed by end of this stage. During this stage, pleasure focus on the genital as the child discovers the self-stimulation is enjoyable. Our next stage is latency period. It occurs between 5 years to 11 years of the age. Time between dissolution of Oedipus complex and puberty, usually not possible for sexual urges to the directly expressed sexual energies are channeled into school and friends. Next stage is genital stage in adolescence. Adulthood are norms, sexual relations, marriage, child rearing. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, Varnasurya, I have given you marks. Thank you very much for your presentation and good night. Okay, it's good.
Good night.
Okay, and then we'll get to the next presenter after Varnakula Surya, that is Himaya. Himaya, are you there? Himaya? Himaya, I think you are muted.
Madam, can you see my
Ah,
presentation?
right. Yes, yes. You can start now. Your name goes as Himaya.
Hettiarachchi.
Okay, what is your registration number? Can I see it on the screen? Yeah, give me a second. FNR 210786. Okay, now you can start.
Okay. Good evening, all. Today I'm going to talk about Erik Erikson's psychosocial development theory. Erik Erikson was a German-born American psychologist of 20th century. This is one of the best-known theory of personality in the psychology. Erik Erikson theory describes the impact of social experience across the whole lifespan. One of the main elements of Erikson's psychosocial status theory is the development of ego identity. Ego identity is the conscious sense of self that we develop through the social interaction. In this theory, he attempts to explain how the social interaction and relationship played out in the development personality. He has mentioned 8 stages in his theory. First, trust or mistrust. The first stage of Erikson theory of psychosocial development occurs between birth and 1 year of age, and it is most fundamental stage in life because the infant is utterly dependent. Development trust is based on the dependability and quality of children caregivers. At this point in development, the child is utterly dependent upon adult caregivers for everything that they need to survive, including food, love, warmth, safety, and nutrition. If a caregiver fails to provide adequate care and love, the child will come to feel that they cannot trust or depend upon the adult in their life. Second one is autonomy and shame. The second stage of Erikson theory of psychosocial development takes place during early childhood and is focused on children developing greater sense of personal control. At this point in development, children are just starting to gain little independence. They are starting to perform basic action on their own and making simple decisions about what they prefer. By allowing kids to make choice and gain control, parents and caregivers can help children to develop the sense of autonomy. Example, potty training, finding balance. Third stage is initiative was guilt. The third stage of psychosocial development takes place during the preschool years. At this point, the psychosocial development children begin to assert their power and control over the world through the directing play and other social interaction. Children who are successful at this stage feel capable and able to lead others. Those who fail to acquire this skill, they are left their sense of guilt, sense doubt, and lack of initiative. Fourth one, just was inferiority. The fourth psychosocial stage takes place during the early school years from age 5 to 11. Through social interaction, children begin to develop the sense of pride in their accomplishment and ability. Children need to cope with new social and academic demands. Success leads to sense of competence, while failure results in feeling inferiority. Fifth one is identity was confusion. The fifth psychosocial stage takes place during the often turned teenage years. This stage plays an essential role developing sense of personal identity, which will continue to influence behavior and development for the rest of person's life. Teens need to develop sense of self and personal identity. Success leads to an ability to stay true to yourself, while failure leads to role confusion and weakness sense of self. Fifth one is intimacy was isolation. Young adults need to form intimate, loving relationship with other people. Success leads to strong relationship, while failure results in loneliness and isolation. This stage covers the period of early childhood when people are exploring personal relationship. Seventh one is generative was stagnation. Adults need to care things that will outlast them, often by having children or caring a positive changes that benefit to other people. Success leads to feeling the fullness and accomplishment, while failure results in shadow involvement in the world. Last one is integrity was despair. The final psychosocial stage occurs during the old age and is focused on reflecting back on life. At the point in development, people look back on the event of their life and determine if they are happy with the life that are lived or they are regret the things that did or didn't do. Let's see strength and weaknesses of Erikson theory. Erikson theory also has its limitation and attract by criticism. What kind of experience are necessary to successfully complete each stage? How does person move from one stage to next? Why was Erikson theory important? The theory was significant because it addressed development throughout person's life, not just during the childhood. It also stressed and important of social relationship in shaping personality and growth at each point in development. Thank you very much.
Okay, this is Himaya. A good presentation. I have given you marks accordingly, right? Okay. And after Himaya, we have Ifra. But I want to tell you now, I'm actually talking to those who are in the meeting. If you have done your presentation, please leave the room, leave the meeting, because I want to see how many are remaining. Right? I can see 20 or 19 in the room. So if you are done, please leave the meeting. Then I know the number, exact number who are yet to do and all that. Okay, please actually listen and do accordingly. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. I want to see how many of you all are actually yet to do. Okay. So next is Ifra. Ifra, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Right, okay, Ifra. I want to take down your name. You are Nalika Subasinghe.
No, ma'am, I am Ifra.
So who is presenting now?
Sorry, ma'am. I was there because I had a power cut, so I went some other place and I started. And that time, if okay, I'm closing my one.
No, it's okay. Then we will give her a chance. Then no, she's in a problem next.
Okay, ma'am. Next
Right.
I'll do.
You then Ifra can do next.
Okay,
So you
Thank
have to Nalika, you could have actually spoken to us, right?
No,
If
I
you-
have sent messages, ma'am. I have sent messages because I don't want to disturb you. That's why.
right. Okay, you start, Nalika. Understand.
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry. Thank
It's
you
okay.
so.
Have the camera on, Nalika.
1 minute. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, start.
Can you see, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening, ma'am, and my dear colleagues. I'm ready to talk about Erik Erikson's 8 stages of psychosocial development. Okay, let's talk about Erikson's 8 expanded Freud's psychosexual theory by highlighting the cultural aspect of personal development. Uh, this is the reason why Erikson put more emphasis of impact of social experience on personality. In fact, in Erikson's 8 stages of psychosocial development, Erikson attempts to explain how social interaction and relationship played out the development of personality. Now let's delve into Erikson 8 stages of psychosocial development. Uh, at stages, we encounter different needs, ask new questions, and meet people who influence our behavior and learning. And let's see the first one, stage 1, infancy. Infancy. I'm going to talk about infancy. Ma'am, few minutes because I with struggle and I open 2 devices and I am doing. I'm going to share the first one, stage 1. Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, please go ahead.
Okay, ma'am. Can I talk about, ma'am? One device is doesn't work. I changed my place and the problem. Oh God.
I don't have any issues. You can go on talking.
Okay, ma'am. Stage 1, infancy. Development in infancy from birth to 18 months of age. Trust versus mistrust versus the first stage. Erikson's 8 stages of psychosocial development take place during infancy, which occurs between birth and 1.5 year of age, according to Erikson. This is the most fundamental stage in life. If the parents are consistent in providing the environment, including the satisfaction of the infants' basic needs such as food, love, and care. So I'm going to talk about stage 2, Autonomy versus shame and doubt. It's a 1.5 year to 3 years. Then let's see. In our early childhood, we experience ourselves and discover our body. We ask if it is okay for me. If we are allowed to discover ourselves, then we develop self-confidence. If we are not, we can develop shame and self-doubt. Both parents now play a major role. Then going to talk about stage 3, initiative versus guilt. In play school, we take initiative, try out new things, and learn basic principles like how around things roll. We ask, is it okay for me to do what I do? If we are encouraged, we can follow our interest. If we are held back or told what we do is silly, we can develop guilt. We are now learning from entire family. Then I'm going to talk about stage 4, school age 5 to 12 years. Industry versus inferiority. Now we discover our own interests and realize that we are different from others. We want to show that we can do things right. We ask if we can make it in this world. Likewise, if we receive recognitions from our teachers or peers, we become industrious, which is another word, hardworking. It's another word for hardworking. If we get too much negative feedback, we start to feel inferior and lose motivation. Our neighbors and schools now influence us the most. Then stage 5, identity versus role confusions. Adolescents 13 age to 19 years. During adolescence, we learned that we have different social roles. We are friends, students, children, and citizens. Many experience an identity crisis. If our parents now allow us to go out and explore, we can find identity. If they push us to conform to their views, we can face confusion and feel lost. Key to our learning are peers and role models. Then stage 6, intimacy versus isolation. Early childhoods, 20 to 40 years. As young adults, we slowly understand who we are and we start to let go of the relationship we had earlier in order to fit in. We ask ourselves if we can love, if we can make a long-term commitment. We are confident and happy. If we cannot form a intimate relationship, we might end up feeling isolated and lonely. Our friends and parents are now centered to our developments. Then I'm going to explain about generativity versus stagnation. Adulthood 40 years to 65 years. When we reach our friends, we become comfortable, use our leisure time creatively, and maybe begin contributing to society. Our concern is generativity. Likewise, our concern is generativity. Then we are able to lead the next generation into this world. We are happy. If we did not resolve some conflicts earlier, we can become a pessimist and experience stagnation. People at home and at work are now influence us most. The last one is stage 8, ego identity versus despair. So maturity 65 to death. As we grow older, we tend to slow down and begin to look back over life. We ask, how have I done? If we think we did well, we develop feelings for contentment and integrity. If not, we can experience despair and becomes grumpy and bitter. Time to compare us with mankind. So this is my presentation. Ma'am, I have small feedback about this. Could I tell it?
Yes, go ahead quickly.
Yes, ma'am. His theory is, I think, more applicable to boys than to girls, and that more attention is paid to infancy and childhood than to infancy and childhood than to adults. Discipline and calm to be alive. It's mean a span theory like that. I think about that. Just my feedback, ma'am. Thank you so much for given me this
Okay,
opportunity.
thank you, Nalika, right? Thank you for coming. It's good. We get to Ifra. Ifra, are you ready now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, make sure that you finish it in 5 minutes because we are actually struggling with time factor. And if
Ma'am,
you have done the
ma'am,
presentation, please log out. Please leave the meeting. Yeah. Yes,
Ma'am,
Ifra. Yeah.
so I can't share both screen and my video.
So it's an issue, you know that you have to do.
Okay. Then shall I share my screen first?
No, you don't have to share the screen. I want to see the video.
Okay, ma'am.
But you could have actually be ready with both. You knew it? But anyway, now you can't help it now. Next,
Can you
Ifra.
see?
Yeah, Ifra, what is your name? Proper name?
Muhammad Ikram Fatima Ifra.
Ifram Fatima Ifra.
Ifra.
Then what is your registration number?
PNR 221-233.
221-233. Okay,
Right.
can you start?
Okay, ma'am. Good evening, dear madam and my dear colleagues. I am Muhammad Ikram Fatima Ifra. Today, I am going to talk about Erikson's theory of psychosocial development. Personality in human being develop in a predetermined order to 8 distinct stages. According to Erikson's point of view, each stage is concerned with becoming competent in an area of life. If the stage is successfully completed, the person will feel a sense of mastery, which is called as ego strength, and develop healthy personality and positive interaction. If the stage is managed poorly, the person will develop a sense of inadequacy
and unhealthy personality. The next slide shows 8 stages of psychosocial development. It is started from birth to death. Now let's see each stages briefly. The first stage is infant stage. The infant stage is the most fundamental stage in life. Infant depend on the primary caregiver, it is mother. The mother-child relationship is very important for developing trust in others and himself. If the baby develops a sense of trust, he will feel safe and secure. And if the caregiver rejects the baby, they will develop mistrust. The next stage is early childhood. It is from 1 to 2 years. At this stage, the child wants to achieve autonomy, it means independence. During this stage, the child develops a sense of personal control and start to be free. Those who do not are left with a sense of inadequacy, which results a feeling of shame and doubt. Next, the third stage, it is preschool stage. It starts from 3 years to 6 years. Child at this stage want to take responsibility and curious to learn. Children who are successful in this stage be capable and able to learn, lead others. If the children are not successful, they develop a sense of guilt. Next, fourth stage, in school, it is school age, start from 6 years to 12 years. The basic conflict in this stage is industry versus inferiority. This stage is most important in the development of self-confidence. At this stage, the children need to cope with social and academic demand and capable of performing complex tasks. Next stage is adolescent. It is from 12 to 18 years. This stage plays a crucial role in the development of sense of personal identity. Success of this stage lead to virtue of self to others. If the person is unsure of their beliefs and desires, will feel insecure and confused about themselves and future. Those who do not receive proper encouragement and reinforcement will develop a weak sense of identity and experiment role confusion. Next stage is sixth stage, it's young adulthood. It started from 20 years to 40 years. The primary goal of this stage is to form strong relationship and achieve a sense of love and companionship. Fail of this stage results in isolation and loneliness. Next, seventh stage, it's middle adulthood. The basic conflict is generativity and stagnation. Generativity means generate new ideas. Stagnation means the failure to find way to contribute. At this stage, people continue to build their love, focusing on their career and family. The final stage is old stage. It started from 65 years to death. In this stage, individuals look back into their life and analyze their life. The successful analysis of their life lead to virtue of wisdom, being the personal closure and satisfaction. Otherwise, it leads to depression and negative thoughts, which results in despair. From this, I would like to wind up my presentation. Thank you all.
Yeah. Okay, Fatima Ifra. It's okay, good. You're done. Who is the next person then? After Ifra, it's Lakmini. Am I right? And those who have done, please leave the meeting. The numbers are the same. So I'm wondering, right? And then after Ifra, who is doing, it's Lakmini. Lakmini, are you there? Yeah. Can you start, Lakmini?
Yes, madam.
We have
Please.
only another half an hour. I really do not know. There are 15 in the list, right? Because now for 1.5 hours, I could get only 10 people to do. So in another half an hour, I don't think another 15 can do. I really don't know. I'm very sorry. Lakmini, can you share the PowerPoint and have the video on? You all know it, ne?
Madam, there's something error with my
Then you have to
presentation.
actually stop.
Can I do?
Yeah, next. And you can't do it like that. No, now I get the next person then, right? You have to fix it and come. Next, Hamiza.
Yes, ma'am. I am ready.
Yeah, please. Y'all are not small children. You all know we are struggling.
Shall I
Hamiza,
start,
what's
ma'am?
your name? How does it go as? Zainul Abdin.
Zainul Abdin Hamiza.
Okay.
Registration number FNR 210746.
FNR 210746, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, you may start.
Good evening, dear friend, madam, and my dear friends. Today I'm here to present about ecological psychology system theory by Yuri Bronfenbrenner. Friends, tell me, do you know what is psychology according to Yuri Bronfenbrenner? Right. Before that, I'll tell who is he. He is a Russian-born American psychologist best known for using a contextual framework to better understand human development. So now you can see in my slide, the content are introduction, 5 stages of ecological system theory, assumption, implication, and responsibilities of the school environment. Now we'll move to what is educational psychology according to Yuri Bronfenbrenner. It is the ecological system theory describes a scientific approach to studying lifespan development, emphasizing the interrelationship of different development processes like cognitive, social, and biological. So next one, you can see it is an important slide. You can view that the ecological system theory by him goes in the 5 stages. First one that explain how individuals interact with the immediate environment. It comes the family, peers, and individual person. And it moves to the microsystem. They are the interaction between individual interact with the family, school, family community, and school and the peers. How he developed the psychology through interacting by this system. And the third one is the mesosystem. Third one is the mesosystem, where the individual deals with, he interact with the social, political, and cultural norms. And then he goes through the individual, microsystem, mesosystem, exosystem, and the macrosystem. It explains the external environment. Another name can be given where the individual interact with. In the slide, you can see the local political, media, and the health resources and local amenities. And the last one, it comes to chronosystem, where individual development is affected with a significant historical development on an where, for example, we can take when there is an economic recession or a hardship, the family dynamic can be changed. So the family situation of an individual can be changed, and the parental burden will increase, and the financial strain can then that can be affect the child daily experiences. And next one, there are assumptions. Here you can see the development best understood by considering the dynamic interaction between individual and their various environmental contexts. And the second one, development is influenced by the direct and the indirect environment. The direct environment means the family, friends, all those things. In indirect environment, the society, school, neighborhood, local medias, everything comes under the indirect environment. And the other one is the development is bidirectional. It says the reciprocal nature of interaction between individual and their surrounding, highlighting the dynamic and environment nature of development over time. And the next one, the implication. Here the child's immediate environment and the interaction within it and among the largest environment influences child's overall development. The immediate environment says that is the microsystem that individual interact with the family and the peers. And the other one is that any child should have an ongoing and long-term mutual interaction with at least one or two adults through a strong common mutual tie that lasts lifetime. And the last one is the responsibilities of school environment. Here you can read the picture, how individual is connected to the family, to the school. The first one is the support primary adults and child relationship. Here it explains how a school environment should support the individual development. The second one is encourage the visit by primary family members, mainly the parents. And the third one is the foster positive societal attitude in children and facilitate moral thinking. And the last one is help to boost child's confidence, self-esteem, and enhance logical thinking through the school-based assessment and the school activities. So at last, I can conclude that human development is shaped by the dynamic interaction between individuals and their multiple environmental systems. Thank you.
Actually speaking, Hamiza, to tell you the truth, your presentation was really, really good. Language-wise, content-wise, presentation-wise, actually really good one. I have given you the maximum.
Thank you, ma'am.
Right. Keep it
I
up.
leave, madam.
Now, girls, I want to talk to you. You might not like this, right? Everyone is listening. Everyone is listening.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I can see another 15. We have only about 20 minutes. And I can't actually go on doing also, Pute, because this is my 4th lecture for the day. And tomorrow also I'm packed because I'm actually having lectures tomorrow also. So it's impossible. If it is another 7, 8 people, I could have actually continued till 10 o'clock. But now I don't think, because we started at 7:30. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 have done. So for the 11 people, it's taken 2 hours. So there are another 15 to do this. So what can we do? Actually speaking, I didn't know that your class has such big numbers, because you never attend lectures like this. So what is your suggestion? I can actually speak to the institute. I am unable to put it after 9:30. I'm unable because I'm really, really tired.
Madam, shall we reduce some times and shall we do it now itself, madam?
Reduce time?
That means half even, because madam, that day also we were wait for a long time and we couldn't get the
So
chance
how
to do.
if some others will actually comment on that, no? Because another 20 minutes. I really don't know. I'm tired. I understand your point of view as well. Another 15 is impossible for me. I have to get ready for my tomorrow's lectures also. Another 15 can 2 minutes to come on screen, you take time.
Madam.
That is also there.
Madam, shall we start and do it now? Because now also time is going.
Yeah, you talk like that, but I have only another 15 minutes.
Yes,
so can I
madam.
get 15 minutes, 15 people to do it in 15 minutes?
It's impossible, madam.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm okay with anything. If it is possible, you can give me another day. I'm okay with anything. I'm Tina.
Yes, Tina.
What to do? We have nothing to do, ma'am. No, I can understand your situation also. So, anything for me, ma'am. No problem.
That is now I think I can actually it's impossible for me to go beyond 9:30. But you have to know how to speak to people, right? I'm actually I don't like the way that you all actually respond. Some of you, you all lack that understanding. You all were waiting. I'm also waiting, right? I didn't want you to actually waste time. I was not wasting time. I was not I was not late to the class. I was doing my maximum, asking you to come quickly and all that. You have to know how to speak to people. Okay? I actually asked some people here.
Sorry, madam. Madam, sorry, I didn't mean like that.
Yeah.
No,
No,
sorry,
you
madam.
have to know.
I'm very sorry,
I have
madam.
to know. I think actually it's impossible to get because you're wasting time, Lu. We have only another 15 minutes, 15 to do. You're wasting time, Lu. Without discussing, we can't come to a decision, right? Can we?
Yes, madam. Madam, then we will get another day, madam. Sorry, I'm very sorry to sorry for that, madam. Because today there's a funeral also for me. I didn't go for that.
That is a different story, right? That's a different story. I'm also doing my maximum. I actually was trying to get you to come quickly and be ready for the presentation and all that.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
I was the last day also. You were you were more than 2 hours. I saw
Yeah,
your.
and actually, this is not the only lecture or only work that I have. Weekends we are packed. Okay, and don't talk to people like this, and especially we are actually serving you. That is actually very, you have to know. I don't know.
course, ma'am.
Education alone take you anywhere. I think I will actually get another 3 people, right? 3 people to do, and you can come. That you have a funeral, so you didn't go, and you can come and do it. And in the list, I have Lakmini and Hamiza. Are you there?
Madam, sorry, madam. We will do the order, madam, because they are waiting now for more time. It's okay.
Lakmini?
Madam, I am Hamiza. I did the presentation. After me, Shafana, it should be.
Then Shafana, can you come?
Okay, madam, I'll start. Shall I start?
Yeah.
Ecological system theory was by Yuri Bronfenbrenner. He was a Russian-born American psychologist, and he was born in 1970. His scientific approach of lifespan development can be understood in 3 ways: cognitive, social, and biological. And next, we'll see the 5 systems. Bronfenbrenner ecological system theory consists of child influenced by 5 systems. First is the microsystem. It's directly in church and peers. Next is the mesosystem. It's a connection between children and the people around. Like, for example, children and teachers, teachers with peers. Each system is interconnected. Next is the exosystem. It links between the social setting which do not involve the child directly. For example, father with his past, peers with his peer, with their parents, teacher with principal, and so on. Next is the macrosystem. Here, religion and social norm which influenced over by others. And macrosystem evolved across time and generation to generation. The last is the chronosystem. It consists of all environmental changes that occur over the lifetime. And next slide, we can see the assumption. This assumption can be studied through 2 ways, instances. Firstly, the child who was born to a middle-class family, both parents are employed, and the child was taken by a caretaker. And whenever the parents are free, they spend quality time with the child. Therefore, child mentality is good, and the way he behaves with the society is good, and he is more sociable or extrovert. The second instances is the child who was born to a middle class family, but his parents always fight in front of him. Then his mentality will be affected. He will be more introvert than extrovert.
Next, we'll study about the educational implication of the ecological system theory. The child overall development is influenced by an environment and interaction within it. And the school environment lies on the first layer of Bronfenbrenner's model, and key objective is to make sure the child's primary relationship to last a lifetime. Every child in this world have an ongoing and long-term mutual interaction with at least one or more adult. And next is the responsibility of school environment. Teachers need to work to support primary adults and child relationship. School should create a positive environment to welcome and encourage visits by family members. There must be a positive environment to visit by the family members. Education should boost a child's self-confidence, self-esteem, and enhance logical thinking. Education should foster positive societal attitudes in children and facilitate moral thinking. Thank you. Thank you.
Right, okay. Fatima Shafana, presentation is actually good. Okay, I will get the next person to present. Who is it? Who is it? Lakmini, did you do? Who is going next? Who is next, please? Yeah, the one who was making up. She is now, I can't remember. Who is this? Can you talk, please? Who is this? Who is going to present now? Can you talk, please? Actually, who is trying to do next? Please, can you talk? Can you talk, please? I'm not muted.
Ma'am, I think it's Nadika.
Nadika?
Yeah, I think so.
Nadika, can you talk, please, Nadika? Because if you can't fix it, I can get the next person to come. Now, actually, the one who actually made a fuss, that who had a funeral but didn't attend because of this, you can come and do it now. Are you there? I can't remember your name, that's why. Are you there? Hello? Is she there, Puta?
No, ma'am.
She has left?
Yeah.
Now I think Bala, no, you can't actually, we can't do like this. Now another 5 minutes gone. No, if you can't actually fix your device, you have to actually stop sharing and give that chance to somebody, Pute. Nadika. So can somebody else, next is Devindi. Devindi, try to share your screen. Devindi, are you there? No. Then I don't know the order now. So what can I do? Who is going to do next? We have some 10 more minutes.
May I do, ma'am?
Yes, please. This is Rashmi Alvis.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. You can't share your slides? Yeah. Rashmi Alvis, right?
Yes.
All right, you can start.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. My topic is Erik Erikson theory of psychosocial development. So
your number?
FNR 211221.
Okay.
Erik Erikson is the best known for his famous theory of psychosocial development and the concept of the identity crisis. So Erikson's stage of theory of psychosocial development generated interest and research on human development through the lifespan. Right. Now, the history of psychosocial theory. Erikson was one of the first psychologists to become aware of the influences of culture on behavior. He placed more emphasis on the external world, meaning depression and wars. The three key factors to Erikson's theory are the interaction of the body, mind, and cultural influences. So there are 8 stages of psychosocial development. So I'm going to explain. So first one is trust versus mistrust. From birth to 12 months of age, infants must learn that adults can be trusted. This occurs when adults meet a child's basic needs of survival.
You're stuck. You're stuck, Rashmi. What happened to you, Rashmi? Rashmi, are you there? Okay, is there one more chance? Is there who is going to do next? The last person. Who is going to do next? Is there anybody who can do now? Why don't you talk?
Ma'am, shall I do?
Yes, please.
Okay. Right. Good evening, ma'am. I'm Tina Tanya Pearson from Mathura. My number is FNR 210745. So today I'm going to talk about the Freud's theory of psychosexual development. Actually, what is the psychosexual development? Freud believed that adults' personality problems were the results of early experience in life. As well, he believed that we go through 5 stages of psychosexual development and that at each stage of development we experience pleasure in one part of the body than in others. So before talk about these 5 components, there are 3 components of personality that we have to talk. There are 3 components. They can be identified as follows: ID, ego, and superego. Now, what is ID? ID is entirely unconscious and it drives our most important motivations as well as including the sexual drive, the aggressive and destructive drive. Second one is ego. What is ego? The ego is based on the reality principle as well, the idea that we must delay gratification of our basic motivation until the appropriate time with the appropriate outlet, as well as the ego is the largely conscious controller. And the third one is superego. Superego represents our sense of morality and out. The superego tells us all the things that we shouldn't do, or the duties and obligation of society. As well, the superego strives the perfections, and when we fall, to live up to its demands and feel guilty. Sigmund Freud's theory of psychosexual development is one of the foundational theories in psychology. According to Freud, personality develops through a series of stages, each focusing on different erogenous zones. As well as Freud's psychological sexual states, 5 stages of human development, such as oral stage, anal stage, phallic stage, latency, and genital. These psychosexual stages capture the main growth points of persons from infancy to adulthood, as well, and focus on different facets of wants, needs, and desires. The first stage is oral stage. It is between 0 to 1 years. The focus is on mouth and pleasure is derived from activities like sucking, biting, and chewing. The second stage is anal stage. This is between 1 to 3 years. The focus shifts to the anus and pleasure comes from controlling bowel movements. And the third stage is phallic stage. It is between 3 to 6 years. The genitals become the focus of pleasure and children becomes aware of anatomical differences between boys and girls. This is also where the Oedipus complaints for boys and Electra complaints for girls are said to occur. And the fourth stage is latency stage. It is between 6 to puberty. Sexual desires are suppressed and children focus on developing social and intellectual skills. And the fifth stage or the last stage is the genital stage. It is between puberty onwards. The individual begins to explore romantic and sexual relationships with others. So this is what I have done during my presentation. I talk about the Freud's theory of psychosexual theory. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Tina. It's a good presentation. Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
right. Is there anybody, one more chance can be given? Is there anybody, one more chance can be given? You need to talk, please. Who is sharing these slides? Who is going to present? Can you talk, please? Who is going to do the presentation next?
Madam, can you see my slides?
What's your name?
I'm Nadika Samankumari.
Nadika, I was calling your name. You were not responding me. I can see only the blank. Um, it's the PowerPoint not shared, and your video is not on, Nadika. Now I can see the PowerPoint.
Madam, can you see my slides? Madam?
I can see your slides, but your video is not on, Nadika.
Video on video. Okay. Video on kara. Madam, can you see me?
No, I can't. And your PowerPoint is also not there now.
PowerPoint.
I think, Nadika, it's 9:35. There are others also to present, I think about 15 more. Your PowerPoint is gone. I will tell you, we will, the rest of the people, you speak to the campus and we will make arrangements. If you really want to do that and finish it off, I'm available tomorrow, maybe from 7:30, right? And there are about 15 people to do the presentation. I have no way of getting all the 15 to present. So during these 2 hours, actually it's about 15 presented. So another 15 is there. So I will actually speak to the campus. You also can speak to the campus, but I'm free from 7:30 tomorrow. So if you like, yeah, you all can actually speak to the campus and do. If not, we have to fix another date. Okay. And you were not cooperative, and I found it very difficult because someone is sharing the screen, the other one is having the video on, and I go on talking, nobody's responding. This is not the way. No, you have to know it. Very uh, actually difficult when you are actually not polite. That is there. Okay, anyway, speak to the campus and see when you can do the presentation. I think the remaining, there are about 15. I have no way of actually getting another 15 to do the presentation today. Okay, I will need another 2 hours, no, so it cannot be done. So I'm very sorry about the inconvenience, but it's not my fault actually. Okay. Good night then.